Friends, we are very much excited that Maria Montessori of India, Meenakshi Sivaramkrishnan, is coming on September to Kerala and to greet all the teachers and the learners. And as part of the National Heritage Tourism Festival, we are welcoming Meenakshi Sivaramkrishnan to Kerala, the God's own country, and to address a special topic that this Montessori system is not for a preschool system, but it's for a lifelong education system. Ma'am, I'm very much happy
Thank you.
with you, and we are eagerly waiting your presence.
Yes, sir. So am I. Indeed, it's a pleasure for me, and I must confess that Kerala has a very special attachment for me. I love the place and I love the people, and no wonder I accepted without hesitation. The topic that we are going to discuss is something very new. Montessori is a word which is known in the preschool education field, but nobody knows the real Montessori. Everybody thinks teaching ABCD, teaching 1, 2, 3, teaching Jack and Jill went up the hill is going to be part of Montessori. So now we are going to say Montessori is going to be a method, not a system, but a method which is going to help people, very young people, become healthy human beings. Healthy in the sense, not merely health in the bodily sense. It is also true. There's a lot of activity in the Montessori schools, so the child is physically very healthy, but there is a lot of work for the intelligence. By the time the child is going to be 4 years or 5 years old, they astonish people with the way they are able to take in what is being said by them, and imagine they know English with all the correct spellings, and that is the beauty. Why it is so effective is the learning is done by the children, not forced on them, not poured down their throats. But then the question arises whether it is going to be only for the preschool, is it going to be for the newborn child, is it going to be for the 3 to 6 year old? But we are going to now take the stand that the Montessori method is going to be applied to learning even after the primary school, to the secondary school, and probably in my experience I have even used the method for adult literacy campaign. And so we want to expand this thought and spread the thought, if not everywhere, at least in Kerala, that everybody should know that Montessori is not just a narrow line, narrow street with which we are going to do. No, it is going to be a wide road where the car can go this way or that way or that way or this way. It is only the railway train will go only on the 2 rails, but Montessori can go everywhere, and when taken speed it can even fly. I think here I'll stop the introduction and we'll continue later.
As ma'am is most interesting that Montessori is not a syllabus or a curriculum, it's a methodology part. And so can you just briefly mention about what it is, the Montessori as a methodology part?
That's a question which we can't answer in just a few words. It's very vast, but I think I will be able to make it very concise and small to be able to say. The Montessori method does not think of what should be taught and what should not be taught. there is no specific program, but it is based on the child's capacity to learn. It is almost like putting everything in front of him and let him work on the materials and learn things. It is not just by rote repetition. The child is going to say something and we all feel, hi, my child can say from 1 to 10. No, but when you work with the Montessori material, he knows what is 1. He knows that 1, when there is another thing added, and then it becomes 2, and then it becomes 3, and then you have to go to 10. But the other thing, most beautiful, and most of us don't know, is all the numbers that you have to learn in arithmetic is only 10. Beyond that, there is nothing to learn, nothing new, because it's a whole subject which is based on only 10 numbers. And if the child, when he is 3, knows 10 and knows what it means, he is a master of arithmetic. And that is the basic principle of Montessori. I took the example of arithmetic because it appeals to people. It's the same thing, the writing, reading, all that is, the Montessori approach is different. That all the time we connect reading or writing with the sounds that we can produce with our vocal organs. And when I want to represent this sound, I use a letter. So the letter becomes representative of the sound, not something that the child learns to write mechanically. The teacher asks the child, C-A-T cat, C-A-T cat, C-A-T cat, and my ears say, C-A-T is C-A-T, where is the cat coming there? And most of the time the teachers make the children write so many times and it tires them. But the Montessori method is going to say, let the child learn on his own, by his own thing, and then there is no limitage of time.
With regard to teacher training education, Montessori teacher training programs and all, what type of curriculum we have to prefer for the teacher trainees?
The question which is put to me is about teacher training. Very difficult. We are going to train teachers not to do anything, not to disturb the child. But many of you will know that the Montessori method, I am talking about the 3 to 6 year old, lot of educational materials are there. The child learns by working with the material. The teacher is there just to show the material, give the name of the material and see, introduce the material. After that she has to be only an observer. The child may make mistakes. The teacher will not say anything. He will learn by his mistakes. Only when he does the mistake and at the end of the thing he will be left with something which he can't do anything. He will say, oh, I made a mistake. And it is better that the child learns that he is making a mistake and turn it back and say, I'll correct it, instead of the teacher breathing down his neck and saying, no, don't put it there, it is not there, it is this, right? So the teacher training is a lot of training within, inside the philosophy of the Montessori method. And being able to, it's very funny when I say that we'll teach the teachers not to do anything. It's funny, but not to do anything is let the children work, let them make the mistakes, let them learn from their mistakes. He won't do it again. And it's an intensive training, not only intensive, it is extensive training. It has got psychology in it. It has got so many things that the philology is there, geography is there, history is there, everything is there. And I would want to say, if you wanted to give a story to the child, why should it be, what story? The hare and the tortoise, things like that. Why can it not be Prithviraj and Padmini? Why can't we give exciting stories that we have in our history, in our mythology? Why not pick them up and then give it to the children? So let me stop here, because I will go on. There is so much more for me to say about the preparation of the teacher, not only training the teacher, but the self-preparation. It's going to be hard, and I would want to end it by saying I'm still training myself. Even after so many years of working, I do have to train myself. Thank you. We'll hope many of you will join the troop that I belong to, the Montessori teachers.
Friends, we the World Montessori Council is very much happy that very quickly we are going to publish a book that is very useful for the teacher trainings, that is the content of curriculum. Regarding lot of doubts, lot of queries and all, what exactly the curriculum or syllabi or like a university and all, but it's very much different as Montessori curriculum, and it's a methodological part. And so this content of curriculum, a book very quickly prepared by our founder and chairperson of our World Montessori Council, that Meenakshi Sivaramkrishnan, is agreed to write for us as a gift for the every teacher to keep as a Bible of education, is the content of curriculum. And ma'am will explain about that.
World Montessori Council is a new organization for which I have been asked to be the founder and the chairperson. It's a new venture which is a directive which is very large now. Mainly they have been wanting me to use my knowledge of Maria Montessori's methods of education so that it can spread not only in Kerala, not only in India, but wherever we have people who sympathize with that. The Montessori method, as it is very popularly known, is going to be teaching this or teaching that and teaching this and teaching that. But we are going to say it is not a teaching method, but it is a learning method. But the learning is not done by the teacher, but the learning is done by the children or the students, because we are going to say that we'll start from birth and go on even up to the secondary school, I don't know what you call it, up to the high school level. Right? We want this new, it's not new but new for us, method to reach everything. It's not going to be only in schools, it has to be in the homes, it has to be in the homes of children, it can be in places where people gather, maybe factories, maybe. So the method is what I call a philosophy of human life. Very often when I have studied the Montessori method of education, I have found that there are parallels with the ancient Indian wisdom. So I'll hope and I'll pray that you will all get interested in the Montessori movement, not only spread within India but outside also, but you come and we will be able to hold hands to take our service to the child, to the coming generation, to the generation which will stand on their own feet and to be able to be independent It is not the independence of the nation, but independence of the human being, and releasing the human potential from all these difficult things that have become part of our educational system. Let me invite all of you, every one of you, to become part of the movement that we have. And it just happens that this movement is in Kerala. It doesn't mean that it belongs only to Kerala, but it belongs everywhere. So I will very earnestly request all of you to become part of us and take the movement forward. Thank you very much.
As part of this Malabar Tourism Heritage Festival, and this Onam, we are blessed with Meenakshi Sivaramkrishnan with Kerala, the God's own country. And you are invited and welcome to celebrate this Onam with Keralites.
Oh yes, I think I'm only too happy about it. I often ask myself, where do I belong? Though I do belong to India, but Kerala has always been one of my special places. I love it, like whenever I came here. But this time, it's a festival, the Onam festival, the Tiruvonam, that is the main springing forth from the Kerala heart, and that is where when you have 5 days of working. This year, I'm very happy that it's a special occasion for me to be with people who are going to celebrate, and I'm going to be part of it. So I have to say how to wish you all, and that is the day you let go, be free. It is a harvest. All the things, new things have come into us, and we are going to be looking forward to the whole year of blissful life.